It's the book of Alpha running, man, homie. Read it or weep.
The worst kind of niggas in the world throw rocks and hide their hands. Now, what does this mean? It means you got a lot of guys out here who want to try to play tough, but they're always hiding behind something when they play tough. Whether it's hiding behind an internet name or persona, image, hiding behind a quote unquote big homie, hiding behind their kinfolks who may or may not have some gangster edge to them. But they're always throwing rocks. And when they bust the window, they put their hands behind their back like they weren't ever throwing rocks. So we're going to talk about these guys today, man, because I just believe that you have to watch this kind of guy because he is some type of covert energy that you don't want in your life. And so if you're around these types of people, you really, really need to do a soul search and make sure that you clean those leeches off of your soul. Now, the first guy I want to talk about is one who gets in his feelings about everything. But he doesn't want you to know that he's such a feminine man, that he's always in an emotional state. So what does he do? He tries to cover his emotional fragility by acting as if he has a problem with someone, but he really doesn't. He's just in his feelings for whatever reason. I know you know these types, especially if you've been in the hood, man. A lot of the violence that goes on in the hood, man, because somebody's feelings hurt. A lot of that isn't based on anger. A lot of that isn't based on disrespect. It's based on somebody's feelings are hurt. You say something or do something and have somebody partners laughing at him, man, he ain't mad. His feelings hurt. He's an emotional wreck. He responds like a female would. He wants to rant and rave, and it just so happened in the hood, rants and raves, oftentimes ends up with gunplay. But then they're the same type of cats who are outside of the hood. At least in the hood, you know what you get. At least in the hood, you have a personal interaction with these people. See, the thing about social media is you have to make sure you don't compare social media to real life in any positive way. It's night and day. You're not comparing apples and oranges. You're comparing, apples and bedspreads. Two totally different things, man. But you got a lot of guys out here, man, who are not satisfied with who they are. And so they want someone else to not be satisfied with who they are. So they throw, and this is the thing, man. I'm from an environment where when somebody wants to attack you, they come full speed. You know who they are. You know why they're coming. And you know that you better be ready to go. I have not yet figured out in this life how to respond to guys who throw rocks and hide their hands. I have not yet been able to respond to that. Because let me tell you what happens. These types of guys, they're like females. They'll bait you in, and bait you in. And as soon as you swing on them, they call the people, get the people involved. Say you assaulted them. So in order to engage with this type of person, man, you got to let them hit you first. So when they call the cops, you can say, well, they hit me first. It was self-defense. This is how you have to treat these kind of cats. See, let me tell you something, man. The most feminine man in the world, even more feminine than the homosexual man, the most feminine man in the world is a man who cannot stay out of his feelings. A man who cannot stay out of his emotions. A man who responds based on how something makes him feel. Now, another type of man that you have to be aware of, man who throws rocks and hides his hands, is the man who attempts to use personal information as a weapon. Man, listen, bro, there's nothing more feminine in the world. It's like you got a woman. She think y'all in a monogamous relationship. She find out you cheating on her, and she go tell everybody. She go to the woman Facebook or Instagram and take pictures of her and show everybody who you cheating with. She hire a private investigator to do all that. Man, that's how these dudes act. Man, let me tell you something, bro. Any man who will attempt to use, because a lot of times dudes who do this don't even have no real personal information. They make up stuff. But even if you'll make up something and say that it's somebody's personal information, or if you think you have somebody's personal information and you share it with the public, bro, as some type of attack, dog, you beta. I'm talking about even if you do that to a female, dog. You know, if you get on a public platform and tell something private that you know about someone, bro, especially if that person actually told you something in confidence, man, you're a sucker. That type of man should not have any male friends. No man should want to be around that type of guy, because all he has to do is develop some type of issue with you. And before you know it, your personal information is out there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just a weird thing to do, man. You understand? And this is the thing. I'm not even saying that he shouldn't do that. A man can do what he want to do. What I'm saying is, if that's your partner, then you got to do some soul searching and ask yourself, why is he your partner? You see what I'm saying? Like, these are some things that just shouldn't take place, man. They shouldn't take place. And that's why I don't deal with these cats. You know what I'm saying? And that's real talk. I don't deal with these cats, man. You know, these cats have vivid imaginations, man. For instance, man, hey, I got a cat right now, man, he talking about make-believe conversations me and him done had. You know what I'm saying? Boy, talking like me and him done chopped it up on the horn before. One-on-one, like me and him done had a one-on-one conversation on the phone before, man. And he's saying it like he believes it. Bro, I only get that type of energy from women. Women are the only ones who I've ever had make up things, make up interactions that we've had. Make up things that we've done together, make up time that we've spent together, and then tell people about it like they really believe it. Hey, man, there's some brothers out here, man, that are just weird, bro. And I'm telling you this, not as an attack on them dudes, because I don't care nothing about them dudes. Not as an attack on them, but as a warning to you men who got all these partners. A lot of y'all got a whole bunch of homeboys, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all too all right, as my partner C. Doug say. A lot of y'all too all right. We just call those friendly gem type of cat, man. Y'all them friendly gem type of cats, man. Hey, buddy, everybody's your buddy. Another type of cat is this, man. The cat who has something to say about you that he should be saying to you, but he goes says it to someone else instead. He goes and complains to someone else instead. Hey, bro, I don't even deal with cats like that. That energy right there is so faulty and flawed, man. That's the type of energy that bring negative energy to your life, man. You'll be guilty by association from that type of energy. Man, let me tell you something. And my granddad taught me this a long time ago. And my granddad, the wisest man any of you niggas ever knew. I promise you that. Your granddad can't compare to my granddad. I promise you that. My granddad told me, he said, boy, come here, let me tell you something. That's where I got that from. Let me tell you something. He said, boy, come here, let me tell you something. Whenever you got a problem with a man and you can get in touch with that man, you call that man. And y'all talk about it like men. And if y'all can't come to a resolution, y'all agree that y'all just don't deal with one another anymore. But never get catty and make a public display because you got a problem with a man. Because a lot of times, son, it all boils down to a disagreement. And let me tell you something else. If you can't get in touch with a man, you ain't got no problem with him because you obviously don't even know him. And that stuck with me. If you can't get in touch with a man, you ain't got no problem with him because y'all ain't even close enough to talk. And if you got a problem with something a man's doing, man, you feminine. Listen, the more you care about what other men do, the more like a woman you are. My woman, the only one supposed to care about what I do, period. If I'm hustling in the street, my woman, the only one supposed to care about it. And she don't supposed to care about it because she hope I come home every night. You understand? If I got 10 women, my woman, the only one supposed to worry about it because she's supposed to be worried, make sure that I strap over to everybody and don't bring her nothing. You see what I'm saying? The problem with these cats is the worst cat out here, man, is the cat who all this boils down to being the worst type of man there is a man who worries about what other men are doing. See, let me tell you something real. If you're always worrying about what other men are doing, you ain't got no life. Because I promise you, and I guarantee you, anybody in these comments gonna tell you the same thing. If you got a vividly valuable life to live, I promise you, brother, you ain't got time to worry about what nobody else doing. Show ain't got time to be speaking on it. Show not every day. Man, these cats is weirdos, man. It takes a weirdo to be concerned about what another man is doing so much that he wants to talk about it. Man, listen, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Hey, I don't do that funny stuff, dog. Now, if that's the tree you barking up, dog, you got the wrong one. You know what I'm saying? I barely do homeboys, man, so I don't do boyfriends, dog. So if that's the tree you barking up, dog, you got to back up, man. Because that's the only thing I can think of. You understand? If a man wants to continually talk about another man's life, man, you need to be a sports reporter or Charlemagne the God or somebody, man. I ain't never seen no, man, listen, bro, I'm going to be honest with you. When you think about these things, man, you got to understand that a lot of these cats are men that are right around you all the time. Some of your closest partners are these type of simps. You understand? Some of your closest family members are these type of simps. And sometimes these cats be having, they be super about it. They be gangster. They'll get out there in the streets, man, and I'm talking about and get down and dirty. But in real life, man, when it comes to them interacting with other men they know, man, they go soft. For whatever reason, they just go soft. You know what I'm saying? And I say this to you. I am weary and leery of any man who spends his time talking about any other man and that man's business. You're a gossip hound, dog. And gossiping is for women. Especially if you think, even if you perceive that you have some personal information, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Me, myself, I just don't care enough to try to guard myself or guard my personal information. I don't really care because this is the thing. Anything you can say about me, the people that know me already know it. But it's even worse when you don't know nothing. And let me tell you something, bro. When you the type of cat where every time I get invited to a panel or somebody invite me to come through and check out a live stream, no matter when I show up, if I show up on Monday this week and Tuesday next week and Thursday next week and Friday the week after that, in all these different places, you in there begging people to unblock you because you're a nuisance to people, man. You're a nuisance. Let me tell you something, bro. The worst type of man in the world, man, I hate to be around the worst. I just hate to be around this type of dude. It's the dude that can't shut up no matter who talking. If you hear me on a panel with a dude, man, and every time I say something, yeah, yeah. I can't, every time I say something, he got to verbally voice his agreement with it. He can't just shut up while I'm talking. I ain't going on no panel with that fool no more. Go check my history and see every time you ever saw me on a panel with a nigga who did that. And see, I was never back on it. That's feminine, dog. It's feminine to always have to chime in even when somebody else talking. You're a girl if you do that. And there's a couple of cats I done been on panels with that do that, man. Hey, man, listen, I ain't got no problem with them dudes, no personal problem, but I'm not finna sit and have no conversation with no cat where he already long-winded, and then when I'm talking or anybody else talking, every time he chiming in, yeah, throwing little cheerleader sections in, top notch. And I'm talking, man. I said, man, you go over here, man, and you got to understand how these women are. Yep. And then these boys out here, they don't really take time to understand women. No, they don't. Man, I just say this, man. You got to the same way you got to learn every aspect of life, every aspect. You got to learn, you got to learn about women. Yeah, that's right, BOA. That's right. The whole time a nigga talking, that's how they doing. Man, you a sucker. Because where I'm from, I know you ain't from around no real cats. Because where I'm from, you done got socked in the mouth. You understand? If we was having a conversation face to face and you was doing that, man, I check you right there. I'm like, dog, shut up while I'm talking. But you can't really interact on YouTube or online like you can interact in real life, man. Just ain't no reality to it. Ain't there you can do but just talk. So what you have to do is just don't do panels with them cats no more, bro. Let me tell you something. If I'm invited to a panel, and one of them type of cats on there, even if they ain't doing it to me all the time, they don't do it to me. I hear cats doing this when I listen in on panels. When I listen in on panels, there seems to be certain cats that can't shut up while other folks are talking. And that man, right, a man like that, brother, he's a talebearer and a gossiper, which is a man that the Most High shuns. God shuns the man who's a gossiper and a talebearer. You know what I'm saying? Nigga can't hold a secret. He can't hold nothing. He like a broke refrigerator, man. Can't hold nothing. Everything spoiled as soon as you get it to him. And these type of cats, man, are dangerous. They are dangerous. These the type of cats that sow strife among brethren. And that's the main thing, man. When you got cats that sow strife among brethren, those cats are fairly worthless in the large scheme of things, man. They can't benefit manhood, masculinity, or alphaism at all. They can't benefit nothing at all. They fly with the wind. 1 minute they cool with these cats. The next minute they cool with these cats. And the next minute they cool with these cats. You know why? Because all they can create is enemies. The majority of the people who've interacted with them don't like them, don't respect them, don't care to be around them. Unless they're on their cheerleader thing. Now, they make good cheerleaders. Now, I ain't gonna lie, they make good cheerleaders. But, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. These cats are weak, man. They're weak, and they know they're weak. And so they try to create strength by creating animosity. But let me tell you, online animosity is totally different from real life animosity. Because real life animosity get cats dealt with every day. Online animosity don't do nothing, man, but make you write a cat off as a basket case.